sorry that you can see underneath my platform. You'll just have to excuse that little mess. So I did give a warm up to do for you Evegnai, which are the big arm circles. So anybody that's watching, just make sure you get like a good warm up going, doing your arms. So most of you that are subscribed know what that warm up means. So we'll go through a 4-day workout, so you don't have to do this all at once. And I'm just gonna go quickly through it so that you know the form, what the names of them are, and you can put it all together. That way you can just get out your sheet and do it. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I always have music in the background because music has beats. And once you use beats, then you're good at actually staying to that beat so you get as many reps as you possibly can. So that's why I have music going in the background. So I'll put that up here. And you know, it's up to you. You can graduate to heavier weights, but you had mentioned that you have 5 pounds weight, so that will be fine to start. And then if you want to advance further, you can always add in extra weight, or you can increase your reps as you go. So I'm going to start with day 1. So, which is kind of with bicep curls, so you can go a little heavier. Now when I do heavies, I usually do 10 to 12 pounds, but I understand that you're just starting out. So, just keep those means you're going across your body. Thumbs are up. You're going to punch right, left, right, left. I always like to look in the vision of where I'm hitting. Punch, pull. Now I always bring back in for defense so nobody can hit me in the face. So you're going to go right and left. I keep my knees soft and I bring my foot up so I don't torque on my knees. Now as you get advanced, you can do a little faster, and of course keep those punches strong. So you have a minute there with the cross jab or the cross punch. Now you're going to do shoulder shrugs. You can use these 5s or 6s or whatever you have, but I do recommend maybe something a little heavier. Because what you're going to do is you're going to think about squeezing your ears with your shoulders. So shoulder shrugs, squeeze. So you're not moving your arms at all. You're just letting them hang with those weights. Now I kind of squeeze to the back. That's going to work that track right here, which is connected to the shoulder. It also makes our waist look a little smaller. So you're going to do shoulder shrugs again for 1 minute. Same thing. And then we do have 2 add-ons to this day, but I want to go back to where you do your second set to your punches. Right, left, right, left. I always like to stay right on guard and give great, big, nice, easy punches, but strong. And then you're going to go to the second set of the cross jabs. Each time it's going to be a minute, okay? That is going to raise your heart rate. It's a metabolic exercise. That's okay. So then you're going to go to your second set of the shoulder shrugs. Remember, you're just squeezing your ears. You're not moving the weights. You'll have a minute of those as well. So your add-ons is a high plank. So what you're going to do is you're going to be in that high position. So just think, if that's too much for you, you can drop down into an elbow plank. But what you want to do, you want to look in the mirror. I don't have a mirror right now. But you should be sagging like this. It's too hard on your back. And if you have it up like this, it's more of a yoga pose. So try to put those fingers underneath your shoulders. Keep your belly button pulled in. Keep your neck neutral. Don't just look down. And you're going to breathe. So you're going to do a minute of these add-ons with a high plank. Now push-ups. If you're not used to doing regular push-ups, then what you're going to do is you're not going to be on your knees. I never say knees because you're not on your knees. You're going to be on your quads because absolutely you do not want to be on that knee joint or the kneecap. So, to do a modified push-up, your fingertips are pointing forward and they're right into that shoulder. So if you see I'm leaning forward, I'm not on my knees like in a square table. I have that angle. I'm on my quad. From here, I'm leading with my chest and my elbows go back. So if you are going to do a regular push-up, same thing, fingertips, and you're going to bring your chest to the floor and then back up. So you're going to do just as many as you can, whether they're modified or the regular push-up, as many as you can. The plank will be for 1 minute. So that's day 3. We're on to day 4. That's your last day. Now you can use a chair. If you have a chair, you can use that. My chair has a bunch of risers on it, so I'm not going to grab out my chair. And I usually use a bench to dip off of. But if you want, you can just pretend this is your chair. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit on it. I'm going to do it from the side, so I'm just going to pull this over. Sit at the edge. Now what I want you to do, and I'm going to kind of sit forward, your fingertips are going to be right by your hips. You're going to be pointing forward. And your palms are circled down. Wrist is strong. So if you have wrist issues, you're going to go back to just the triceps from day 3. Or if you need to have a weight handy in case you can't get through all the dips, that's fine, because I gave you 20 to 30, and I'm not going to lie, 20 to 30 is a lot. So what you're going to do is you're going to come onto your heels. You're going to bend at the elbow. You're bending at the elbow, so your butt isn't going down and up. It's a bend in the elbow. So they should go straight back. You're going to do 30 total of these. If you can't get to 30, you're going to go to 20. But I want a full range of motion. I always try to hit my warm. Breathe. Don't squeeze the weights. Do the best you can. Don't swing. Stretch after.